I have just arrived in Moldova. I'm in the city center. Whole country so far looks like a village. I'm trying to find my hotel here. In front of me is the central park of Chișinău, and I just got my key from the apartment, but it doesn't say which apartment it is. So let's go and open every single door. This is the building I'm staying in. It was built whenever Moldova was occupied by the Russian forces in the USSR. I've been looking and looking and looking, and I cannot find it, but I have literally found the video that is leading me to my room. I have found the room. It's room 226. This is my new apartment in the city of Chișinău in Moldova. I got my small kitchen here, and it's actually pretty nice. I got a fridge, I got a washing machine, which I'm probably not gonna use because I only have a backpack with me. Later on I might watch some Netflix. Maybe I can go to the club later, find a lady, and then we can watch Netflix together. This country is the least visited country in Europe, and it's on the list to be on the least visited countries in the world. This is the central park of the city of Chișinău. Let's check it out. I am literally in front of the central park of the city of Chișinău, and there's an abandoned building that looks like an expensive one, but this isn't the only building that's abandoned here. Moldova was part of the Soviet Union from 1940 until its collapse in 1991. During this period, Moldova underwent significant changes. The USSR enforced industrialization and collectivization, leading to economic shifts and the suppression of Moldovan culture and language in favor of Russian. The Soviet regime also altered the demographic composition by promoting migration of Russians and Ukrainians to Moldova. This created long-term ethnic and linguistic divisions that continue to influence the country's politics today. In the very center of the city, there's another abandoned building. In the central park. Can they just not get rid of this building and plant some grass here, maybe some trees? Make the whole place look nicer. And this is a fucking shitter, what the fuck. Nice. I guess they're not breaking this place because it's someone's house. So I just went to the shop to get some cigarettes. I had an encounter where a fella just came up to me and he asked me in Russian, can I buy him something to eat? So I got him something to eat. And as soon as he got the food, he just disappeared somewhere. I just exchanged 500 zloty into 2,175 Moldavian lei. I don't think I got scammed. Exchange here is 435. And at the airport it was like 220 or something, so it was a complete scam. I was like, fuck this, I'm not even looking to exchange €1 here. Na zdrowie.
Polska Republika.
Slava Moldova!
Slava Moldova. Против Слава Молдове.
Slava!
Слава.
Идите присядьте туда, потому что сейчас мое начальство, если увидит вот это, она скажет,
Нахуй.
идите туда, пожалуйста, присядьте.
Нахуй.
Я вас сейчас пиво заберу. Значит, когда я выношу вам пиво, нормально. А когда я вас что-то попросила,
Да, я сейчас выхожу.
пожалуйста.
Na zdrowie.
Слава Молдове. Бля. Polska Republika.
Dawaj, brat. Dawaj. He wanted to give me a full bottle of his beer. I was like, no brother, you keep it. You are my brother. And drink this. And cheers. So we drank the beer together. In front of me is a hotel that was built for all the tourism that has been going on here in the 90s and before the 90s when Russia was owning Moldova. And you can see this fountain, and it was built, but it literally has never been restored. It literally looks like shit now. So this is a museum in the center of Chișinău, 250 meters away from the central park of Chișinău. And if you look at the ground, it's fucked up. Some guy is literally shouting at me not to be going over here, but I don't care. I literally have to take a video of this. This is literally in the central park of Chișinău, and you have an abandoned building in the middle of the park. Что я не понимаю по-русски?
Короче, нельзя, понимаешь?
Понимаю.
Начальник будет пиздец, что на землю.
Ну да.
Давай.
Давай. After gaining independence in 1991, Moldova struggled to establish a stable political system. Corruption quickly became entrenched in the government. Oligarchs and politicians used their positions to siphon off public resources and enrich themselves. One of the most infamous examples of corruption was the $1 billion scandal in 2014, where about 1 billion, nearly 12% of the country's GDP, disappeared from the Moldovan bank. Moldova is working to overcome its challenges. The election of pro-European leaders like President Maia Sandu in 2020 has signaled a shift towards greater transparency and alignment with Western Europe. Moldova remains affected by the unresolved conflict of the breakaway of region Transnistria. While Moldova is making efforts to reform and align more closely with Europe, the road ahead is challenging, and much depends on the continued commitment of combating corruption and implementing democratic reforms. Right now, I'm about to enter the National Museum of Chișinău, which is right here. The continuation of the exhibition. This is National Museum, open to the public, and there's nothing in the museum. Fuck. This was somebody's house. Sorry, I just look at the museum. Downstairs. Yeah, downstairs? Thank you. Fuck. Oh shit. These are fossils. Here's a list of them. I don't know what it means. I can only assume by what I can see here on the fossils. Look at the teeth on that thing. That was definitely like a mammoth or something. There's a big version of it. Everything you see here belonged to the Susitani-Tripilia culture. The prehistoric culture existed between 4800 to 3000 BCE and was centered in what is now Romania, Moldova and Ukraine. This culture is also notable for its largest settlements, some of which were among the largest in Neolithic Europe. These settlements often had circular oval layouts with concerted rows of houses. Here is all the facts that have been found in Moldova from the Bronze Age. So the artifacts in the first box are around 5,000 to 7,000 years old. In this box they are around 3,000 to 5,000 years old. And in the last box we have artifacts that belong to the Slaviot Empire, which is the early Slavs who lived in that region that is now Romania during the early medieval period, roughly from the 5th to the 7th centuries AD. From what you can see here, this is a skull, a real replica, and this is what a skull looked like in the past. This is the map of Moldova, and I'm right there in the city of Chișinău. I just been kicked out of the museum. I wanted to go back to see things I've already seen, and the lady just came up to me and said, "No." And she showed me the way where to go. So now I'm going to the park. The park is actually beautiful, but the government actually does so little. Even the people do more by doing nice graffiti, street art, and the government just leaves abandoned buildings in the middle of the park, and this isn't the only building that's left like this. Now I'm walking through the park and I'm heading to the Green Theatre, which is a theatre which was built in 1951. It's an outdoor one. It was used by the Soviet Union and the USSR. After the USSR, when Moldova became independent, there was a decline in the use of the theatre. There was a very little donations and money going towards it. This is the Green Theatre. It looks like it has been renovated in the recent years. Behind the Green Theatre, there's 3 abandoned buildings and what looks like a watchtower. So I'm gonna try and climb up the tower, but first let's check out the buildings. Electrical cord running right above my head. Dangerous. Let's check this out. Someone took a dung in the toilet and there's no even water to flush. Oh, feels so good to get fresh air. Holy fuck, it stinks! It's not going to be possible to get on the watchtower. You might see it or you might not, but they have cut the stairs off so you can't go there. There's a ladder, but then you can't get any further up. In front of me is a big scrapyard, but it's not nothing. What it is parts from the amusement park, which was abandoned after the USSR left the Moldova, and it's just been sitting here. The bunkers in Chișinău parks, particularly in places like Valea, Morleor Park and other green areas in Moldovan capital, are remnants from the Cold War era. These bunkers were built as a part of Soviet Union extensive civil defensive system, designed to protect the population and government officials in the event of a nuclear war. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union constructed numerous bunkers and underground shelters across its territory to ensure that essential personnel and civilians could survive a nuclear attack or other large-scale emergencies. These bunkers were often hidden in plain sight, integrated into parks or other public spaces. Behind me is another abandoned building and I almost just tripped over, but let's go and check it out. This is all we will get to see as it's been closed off now, and I'm not tall enough to climb the window, unfortunately. The building was initially designed and used as the regional lyceum for boys, which was an educational institution during the Russian Empire's rule over the region. During World War II, the building was repurposed as a military hospital due to wartime needs of the area. In 1983, after serving as a school and a hospital, the building became the Museum of the Republic. The institution focused displaying the historical culture of the Moldovan Soviet Social Republic as Moldova under Soviet rule. Walking through this park, I noticed how actually government does very little for the country. The park might look beautiful until you get here and they just stop laying bricks. Why? I don't know. Thank you for watching, and if you want to see more videos from Moldova, make sure to subscribe to my channel and leave a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video.